The views and opinions of the guest on We Are Flatbush does not reflect the views and opinions of the platform. We do not instigate, propagate, or glorify anything. It's all educational and entertainment purposes only. Please enjoy and thank you for watching.
Love and loyalty. Explain love and loyalty to the people.
Like, yeah, you can't have one without the other, you know? That slogan sort of created in the prison system. You know, with people like Ralph Flo, Polo, Clay Black, my man Claiborne, you know? Like in like the early 90s, you know, after the boosting element, heads had like gone into other things. As far as like, you know, running up in stores doing wild stuff that involved different levels of what a low life was, you know?
Right.
And as they became incarcerated, when they went inside the prison system, they still represented them L's, you know? Whether, you know what I mean, it was like Bloods, Crips, it was different gangs, Latin Kings that really that was surrounded by, you know, surrounded them, you know.
They surround a bunch of killers. And they still throwing up these two L's.
They still represented the L's, hard body, you know. They never dropped the L's. They never switched sides. They never lost the focus, you know. And they sort of like started the slogan of love and loyalty. And then after a while, it sort of like made its way to the streets, you know. But just like, you know, like love for your family. You know, love for yourself, love for health, love for your brothers and sisters, and just being loyal to the movement, being loyal to, you know, your outlook on life, and just making sure this movement that we created reaches peak, you know, like go as far as it can possibly go, you know. But as far as that love and loyalty term, that started in the prison system. Yeah.
So love and loyalty also is the name of the brand of the clothes also, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the Low Light brand. Yeah,
Look,
it's the Low Light brand. Yeah,
that's what y'all have on right now, right?
No doubt.
It's the Low Light brand.
So
Yeah.
The hat and the jacket, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when y'all do clothes like that, you know what I'm saying? I know you're about to show us some other clothes. We're going to get to that.
Well, this is low life apparel.
Right, that's what I wanted to get to.
Created and designed by Rack Low.
Yeah, so the hats was designed by me. But these jackets is from the Low Light brand.
And this is a cross brand with Willie Esco.
Yeah.
From back in the days. Designer.
Whoa.
One of the illest designers out there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Let's bring that back.
Right.
Hold up, I gotta drop the gem on there. Willie Esco, ain't that the designer that made, hold up, please, let me see if I got it right. I want to say Echo.
The Esco.
Nah, the Esco brand.
Esco, okay.
The
Esco. Nas.
I'm trying to get it in my head.
No, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so he's a part of the Low Light brand.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, like we had a whole line. Like it kicked off in like 2016.
Yeah, I remember that part. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
didn't know he was. I thought y'all just invested in yourselves and y'all did that. And I salute him. And now, oh wow, I didn't know it was part of an actual clothing brand.
Yes,
also.
yes,
I didn't
yes,
know
definitely.
that part. Oh,
And
wow.
that's under umbrella and investors and stuff like that, that we sit at a table and make sure the quality is up to par. We have sneaker deals. Our first sneaker deal was with Etonics. And then that sold out internationally. And now we on our way on signing the ink for a Ja Claw deal.
Oh, wait, whoa. All right, before we get to that, woo. Y'all fucked me up with that one right there. I didn't even know that. Y'all fucked me up with that one. So y'all have sneakers. Basically, I have apparel.
Yes,
Y'all have a full line of apparel now.
definitely.
Yeah.
Y'all got underwears?
Nah,
Nah, no one knew it yet.
not yet.
But outside of the clothing, so we have the apparel, and then like Prance said, you know, like we stand on business too. You know, we all about the business. So we ventured off. We did headwear. We got RL jewelry with all the accessories, the medallions, the lapel pins, the patches, the mouse pads, the water bottles. everything based around the lifestyle and the culture that we live, you know.
Definitely.
And who's behind that?
You mean the accessories? Yeah, that's like RL Jewelry. That's my company.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
So just trying to leverage everything out, you know, whereas people can sort of like have accessories to match the clothing to complete the whole lifestyle and the look, you know.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I ain't know. I knew they had something going, but I didn't know it was that deep.
And also within the culture, we have authors. You know, our boy, shout out Chip Lowe. He has a book out, and then we have Thirstin that sold out 2 books for "Bury Me with the Low On," and then we got Rack Lowe's book. And then that's sold on Amazon and in Barnes and Noble still up to this day.
And then I got the second book, the autobiography of Rack Lowe, dropping April 23rd, being distributed by Powerhouse and like one of the biggest distributors in America, Simon and Schuster.
Nah, this is deep.
So yeah, so we definitely on the grind, man. We
this is
just
deep,
know
man.
it's all about constant elevation, you know.
This is real
Yeah,
deep.
it never loses
y'all
focus.
blowing me away. I'm stuck on words right now. I'm like, wait a minute, because I'm seeing where it started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This ain't something I just heard about today.
Yeah, but it's a
I know where
building.
it
It's a
started.
building process.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, yeah, these dudes are just doing this. Now they got this, and they elevated to make it this.
Yeah. So
I'm
yeah,
like,
so
wow, that's deep.
so like it started from the streets, you know, from the dirt, from the mud. But now, like through all our consistency and hard work, corporate, we in corporate America now, you know, getting a lot of opportunities with corporate, and just constantly pushing forward, pushing the envelope, you know, forward, and even like going to like as far as he said with Ralph Lauren, you know, his photographers, his film crews, they follow us around the world.
Yes.
Like I recently went to Paris and I took Low Goose on the Deuce, which is the event that I started here in New York City in 2010.
Yes.
Whoa. You bring that to Paris?
Yeah,
Yes.
they went to Paris, you know, right in front of the Eiffel Tower.
That was
Yeah.
the first ever Low Goose on the
Wait,
Deuce
before we go to
in
Paris,
Paris.
let the people know what you have on 42nd Street, the low deuce.
I think
Yeah.
he should start on how he started just doing events.
Yeah.
Oh,
Period.
all right. So, thank you, Prance.
Yeah, nah, because
so
it's-
you should throw events basically before you got into the to low on the deuce.
To-
I think
oh,
you
yeah,
like
yeah,
no
definitely.
barbecues, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right,
So
that
like
part.
so the Low Life Barbecue started in 2006.
Okay.
You know, that the whole concept behind that was, and shout out to my wife Sheena, you know, we sort of we just seen a need to bring everybody together, because everybody was like, you know, like growing up, everybody started having kids, grandkids, people getting married, people moving to different
Right.
states.
A new
Yeah,
generation
so
is coming in.
we pretty much want to bring everybody back together to celebrate, you know, what we had created from day one. So that started like in 2006. But prior to that, I sort of like created the Polo party atmosphere where we used to come to the parties and it was all about the low, you know,
Right.
like come to the party decked out in your low. We had the ill DJs, and this was happening like in clubs in Midtown, you know, like Catra,
Yes.
like there's different clubs he was doing, you know, major different
That's
clubs.
on the Bowery down
Yeah.
in
I'm trying to
Chinatown.
remember
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, the Bowery. So we used to like just have like different venues, CBGBs, like different classic, you know, underground events, and then when we got to 2006, that Low Life Barbecue came, and that was sort of like the opening. That opened like the floodgates for like different people from different states
Different states to come out.
to start coming here to New York
'Cause you
City.
when you put it together, you probably just looking at the originators of certain people from BK to come out.
Right.
Yeah.
When you start seeing people from Connecticut, Virginia,
Yeah.
you're like, what the hell?
Definitely, yeah,
And
and
you,
then
you start to see the growth.
yeah, the growth, you know.
Okay, so what was the next step from the barbecues and you throwing events? How you end up going to 42nd Street?
Well, like, so after the barbecue, that's like, we started doing mass amounts of photo shoots, themed out photo shoots, you know. Then, you know, like Easter Sunday, you know, that became like a big, huge event for us. So every Sunday we would go like in front of, well, every Easter Sunday we would go like on 34th Street by Macy's, and everybody come out with all of the apparel based around the Easter theme, you know. And then we had Sing Polo's Day. So all these different events we started to create. But 2010 was like the inaugural event for Low Goose on the Deuce, which took place on Times Square. You know, and the whole thing behind that, the whole concept rather, is like come out with your freshest logos from any era. You know, and it don't just have to be a Polo Goose, because you know Ralph Lauren, he got different lines.
Right.
You know, yes.
Right.
You know, he had RL, Black Label. You know,
How y'all felt about Chap?
Polo Sport.
How y'all felt about Chap?
Yo, listen, man. Like a lot of
It's
people,
on the totem pole.
yeah.
Put it there.
So a lot of people say like Chap stands for like could have had a polo shirt, right?
That part. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? But
That's it.
to keep it 100, man, yo, Chaps had some pieces.
Talk it.
Like they had classic pieces. Like
Right.
we would go to B. Altman's and we would invade the Chap section. Like we used to get busy with Chaps. I still got Chaps in my collection
Right.
to this day.
Right.
Do you rock it?
Yes.
Okay.
Like
I ain't
am I?
gonna lie, I got a couple of pieces too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it just, like you said, the Chap is just like you can't afford low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Like in the new book, I gave a display. Me and my wife, we pretty much took all 23 Ralph Lauren brands and lines that he ever put out, and we put like a display together where we pretty much went into each line in each concept. You know, just to let the world know that it wasn't just all about the low. You know.
So break down those brands that he has, because I only know about Polo and Chap and Red Label. Is it Red Label?
Nah, purple label.
See, sorry,
Yeah.
don't tell me Polo heads.
Yeah, he had like Black Label, Blue Label. He had Polo Jean Company.
Yes.
He had Chaps. He had Polo Sport, RL. He had Rugby, Denim and Supply. You know, it goes on and on. Like
Which
you know,
which one was your favorite one? Which I want to ask y'all that. Which one was your favorite piece? And which one was your favorite low from Ralph Lauren? Was it Black Label, regular low, Chap? I want to hear what's your taste.
I'm a Blue Label dude. Original Blue Label. You know. And a country label also. Like the original green Polo. That's
yeah, definitely.
that's-
The labels meant a difference too.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you got the Blue Label and you had the Green Label. That Green Label is straight vintage classic. You know, you had to be there. Like you had to be in Bloomingdale's on 59th and Lex to even get your hands on those type of materials.
Correct.
You know, with the Green Label.
All right, so
Definitely.
I'm glad.
But like it started out with Polo for us, right? So I would say like some of my favorite symbols from that particular era is like the big Crizzy, the big crest, the big yacht sweater, the of course the cookie with the Polo USA
No doubt.
down the arm, you know, the we call it the suicide sweater, you know, the Star Spangled Banner with the ski man on it. Like those are some of my favorites, you know. But you really get into like what's your favorite based on the activity that you're engaging in. So let's just say if you want to like capture a Western look, right? You're probably going to something like RL.
Yeah, RL, denim,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, Denim and
Yeah.
Supply,
I see what you're
RL.
saying, so it's
So it's all about like what type of look you're trying to
You try
capture.
catch, right? So
Yeah.
that's what you're going. Okay.
So like if you all about Polo, you wouldn't be able to capture like a Western look, you know, or even a boating look, you know,
Right.
an outdoorsman look, because he made different lines for certain activities.
Right, that's a fact.
You know? Yeah.
I like that. I used to like the sport.
Polo Sport, yeah.
Sport and rugby was my shit.
That was
When
outdoorsman.
when they discontinued that,
Yeah.
I was heartbroken.
Like
I'm
rugby.
a rugby guy.
Rugby
all
was
my
the shit.
shit was rugbies.
Yeah.
Like my mother, my kids, my brother, he was like, yo, all he wore was rugby.
And see, like with rugby, that was pretty much based for like college kids, the collegiate,
Correct.
Prestige kids.
yeah, the collegiate setting. So the varsity, that was based around all of that. You know what I'm saying? So
College kids. all
right,
that.
he built these different lines for certain demographics, you know, of people. Yeah.
Okay.
And based on your lifestyle, you sort of like gravitated to that particular style or line, you know? Yeah.
Okay. We just talked about a lot of the clothes, right? And with all those clothes that you named, from the crest to the horses and bosses, and the cookies, the flags, the most dangerous one was that suicide.
Yes.
Lord Jesus Christ, man.
Spot you a mile away.
I'm sorry, Lord, for all the shit I did. For
They
that.
spot you a mile away coming with that one.
Now that's suicide. Why they called this suicide? And when brothers wore it, what happened?
The drama was up, you know? We called it a suicide because simply, man, it was suicidal wearing it. Like, you be on a train, you be on the streets, wherever you went, man. Because, you know, like, as lowlifes, us taking all this money and getting all these fly clothes, the wolves came out, you know?
Like I talked earlier, they
Like
coming out.
you had heads coming to Marcus Garvey Village with guns drawn, trying to stick heads up for the low, you know? And that was like their mission. Especially like you said earlier, how like we should like take all their girls and all that. So like that, they ain't like that. But outside of like them coming like for the girls element, just like to get their hands on the fly wares, you know? Because like I said, they wasn't able to run up in all the stores. So they felt like, yo, as they go on boosting sprees, we're going to be around the way waiting as the stick-up kids. We're just going to tax them for what they got, you know? And that was a real thing, you know? That was a real
We
thing.
talked about that earlier.
Yeah, that was serious.
I mean, I was, I'm be real, I was one of those guys.
Yeah, man, it was serious, you know?
I was one of those guys, like, okay, they could go and do that shit. When they come back to the hood, I'm going to catch that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I say, I mean, y'all went through a lot of turmoil just for that piece of fabric.
Definitely.
Piece of fabric. You know what I mean? Nothing else but some cotton. And he was dying for in the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even with that being said, like you said, the suicide. Right? Like I said, the other coat, the other Polo Goose to me that was number 2 on the list was the Indian head.
That was a classic.
The
Still
Indian
is a
head.
classic.
That's a
Yeah.
classic. Those are the two
Synonymous.
phenomenal Polo Gooses right there. And those two, people lost their lives, got hurt real bad. Real bad.
Yeah.
I can tell you one quick story about a dude that had an Indian head in Madison High School back in the days. He probably know who he is if he hear this. And I wanted it. I'm gonna keep it real. I wanted it. But I knew the kid, he was from the hood, so I didn't want to do him that dirty. So I said, let me find another way of doing it. I tried to finagle him. So I told this nigga, yo, them VIP niggas is on Flatbush and Kings Highway.
Gonna talk him out of it.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me wear your coat for
Waiting
you.
for you, you know what I'm saying?
That's
they waiting for you, homie.
That's
Let me
that
hold
Rikers
it.
Island 4 building.
Let me hold the coat. Because, you know, I'm done with the team.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's like, nah, I ain't scared. I'm gonna defend myself. I'm like, I'm from Bedford and Kings Highway all the way to Flatbush. I'm trying to convince this dude to let me get the coat. And he would not give up this coat. He said he gonna go out. He gonna go out for his coat. He got the Flatbush. Nobody wasn't there. Nobody wasn't there. I was just trying to get the coat before I came. And I was like, damn. And I got locked up for him trying to steal it in Queens, in the mall. Famous line. I know y'all heard this before. You know, you go G and all you hear from security walkie-talkies on the loudspeaker. Get him! They rushes at the door. So that's my experience of being a booster.
Yeah.
And that Indian head.
For the Indian head. The infamous Indian head.
I had the vest.
Right.
And you know, a lot of people got hurt for that
Gotcha.
shit.
Right.
Yeah, I remember like so like law was crazy as far as like being on the streets, but even in the P-Now system, like I remember when I got locked up and I went to Rikers Island, you know, I hit the 4 building. And instead of them sending me to like Mar 4, was like the New Jack House, for some reason, I guess because of my classifications, me being there like various times prior to, instead of taking me to the New Jack House, they took me to Murder Mar 9. You know what I'm saying? Like straight population. Like the shit shocked me. I'm like, yo, I'm supposed to go to Mar 4. What y'all doing? Yo, I had the red and blue Freddy Krueger anniversary cross flags on, son, with the hood. When I tell you, the whole house is on my ass for that hoodie, son. You know what I mean? Like in just walking through the building.
Yeah, you
Yo, I still like a sore thumb, but fortunately, like prior to me coming there, I had my peoples on the island. My man Buffalo, I had my team and Clay Black. So they was like in they was in different housing areas that really held a lot of weight, you know, and then they held weight as well, as far as getting busy in the 4 buildings. So like that's sort of like put less stress on a nigga, you know, like because when we came out like to go to chow and all that, they pretty much jumped off on the house. You know, they was like, yo, that's my little man, don't fuck with him, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, so it was even ill like that when you went to Rikers Island or upstate, man. The low niggas wanted that low. Like they was on, you know what I mean? They was ready for that. Yeah, man.
All right, so all these stores that niggas was catching wrecking, Macy's, Bloomie's, the Mansion. Which is one of your favorite stores of catch a wreck?
What's the sweetest lick?
Besides it being by the front door, which one was the sweetest? Which one was the one that you say, I gotta go back there tomorrow?
Yeah.
I ate their food.
The most legendary one, I would say, it's a lot of them, you know what I mean? But the one that was like, where you knew you was gonna get paid on a regular was Macy's 34th Street. That was like the main spot because you had different boosters and different crews come in there specifically. And you know, and like I said, the low section, they had 2 low sections.
Right. Yep.
They had the Polo Sports section, then they had the Vintage Ralph section. Where we had like this gate that they used to pull down on niggas when you try to like run out and all that or get busy. But then like one of the more difficult ones was Lord and Taylor. They had like the low section on the 10th floor. Yeah, so
explain that. How y'all catch wreck like that?
Nah, we would go up in there and we would take the escalators and travel up to the 10th floor on the escalator, making mad noise. But everybody rushing to get to the 10th floor. But before you got to the 10th floor, they had a woman's low section on the 4th floor. So you had 2 choices. Either you wanted the female version, because like another thing with low, it didn't really matter whether it was men or women's. Like a lot of those silk crown shirts, those was like women's shirts. So heads would like really go to the women's section and get busy, and we would still wear them because it was fly low.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yeah, like it didn't matter. So like sometimes it was like men's or women's, but if it fit you, you still wore it and got busy and flammed on them, you know? But that 10th floor in Lord and Taylor, we would like pretty much take the escalator to the top.
Okay.
With the D's following us. Okay. You know, like we like so when we come in on the first floor, the D's automatically knew we was in the building. But that couldn't stop us. So we all jumped on the escalator, took it up to the 10th floor, and we got to the low house, everybody just started stashing. It wasn't no running out. Like a million man rush because you was like too far up. Right. So you pretty much had to use your booster skills. So, either go up the back.
Up the back.
Explain that. Like so there was like different methods, you know? Like low lights was known to wear like knapsacks. Right. So a lot of the store merchants thought we were like school kids. So the knapsacks pretty much helped us get the merchandise, you know? We had this method called up the back. Where we would pretty much, you know, take whatever low we wanted and throw it, you know, under the knapsack. Yeah, so and then you had people that wore girdles that was made for women, you know, because when I've seen people throw fur coats in a girdle, mink coats in a girdle. Jeez. Like that's how nice they was when it came to boosting.
How the fuck you gonna do that, my man?
Yo, because like the girdle,
I know it's a girdle, but goddamn, a mink coat.
But like it fits you so tight that when we throw it in the girdle, it sort of like suppresses it. You know what I mean? But you will always have like either baggy pants on or a big coat. So they had girdles that was made for just like the chest waist area, where you can like stash it under that, and then they had girdles that was made for like the legs. You just stash it down there, you know. But yeah, heads had different methods, and then it got to a point where all of that went out the window, and that's when we ushered in a million man rush, and that's when you just went in the store and just started grabbing racks and running out the store. You know what I mean? That's a whole different level.
That's some other shit there.
Yeah.
So even with that, like just saying that right now, y'all put it on girdles and all that type of stuff. in this day and age today, you gotta say pause to that. You gotta be like, niggas be like, yo, I might not wear a guard,
Yeah, but listen.
might not fish. You know what I'm saying? But but
As
that was the era. But just talking about that today,
Right.
how people will react this like when they hear this interview.
Well, back then that was the craft.
Yeah, it was a craft. It's an art. It's an art form.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
the reason I say that is because we not only talking to the people in Flatbush,
Right.
this is going to the world.
Right.
And I remember living down south, and the police was about to pull us over, and I had some weed on me, and my man had some drugs. So my man was like, yo, police. I'm like, yo, boof that shit in your ass. This nigga told me he from down south. He's like, what? What you talking? I ain't doing that. I'm like, we gonna go to jail. He's like, you gonna put that shit in your ass? I'm like, yeah, put that shit in your pocket. That nigga like, he never did nothing. Like, he like, yo, you crazy. See what I mean? That's why I say that to you. You know what I'm saying? Because people around the world might be like, wait a minute, girl, or this like that. Because this is how we did our thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know niggas that had the girl, but I'm saying this day and age, these kids nowadays would be like,
It's like a carpenter need a screw gun. It's a tool of a trade.
Exactly.
Tool of the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's ill though. So when y'all buffing up the back, like I seen one time, as you just said, I just seen Clep one time and Boy and them go in Kings Plaza one time in Arab Pastel. I ain't even gonna lie, as you just said that, I was just standing outside. These niggas went in around the table, and everything was gone.
Right.
Got busy.
Everything was up the back, t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
Smooth. Yeah.
So that's what makes a good booster that
Yeah.
you could look at him and he still could catch it.
Still would catch it. Like my man Boostin' Billy. You could be standing right in front of him. The D could be right in the store detective could be right in front of him. It's all about eye movement, you know? Eye movement of the person, the detective, and then the 8-ball cameras that's trying to capture you. And yo, he still catch you. He still come out with the low. It didn't matter. Cause like boosting was like a skill, it's an art, you know?
It's an art, you see.
It wasn't made for everybody. So, and you have boosters on different levels. Like my man B Bill was a booster, but a lot of people couldn't compete with his style, like his skill level, you know? Like any store he went into, it don't matter how many detectives was watching him, he was still able to come out with the merch based on his level of skill. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all had some skills. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You said some ill shit. The eye contact. Because you got to be swift with your hand.
Yeah.
You got to be fat. Like you said, there's something right here. You got.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And you got to have confidence.
Definitely. A lot of heart.
You got to have confidence and a lot of heart. It's not to say you're doing it. You got to have confidence and a lot of heart to do when you're doing things like this of this nature, right?
And also the willpower, to make it out of the store, to make out the store,
That part.
but also being knowledgeable of where you're at, knowing how to navigate the city and your surroundings. Like where's the closest train station? You know what I mean? Does that train station usually have cops? You know?
I think it's map out the whole
Like what's the block? Like how far is Madison and Park Ave from the train station? You know, because it was sometimes we ran up in leather stores. And like we came out with like 10 Sherlin coats a piece. I'm talking about expensive coats. Like each coat costs $5,000 a piece. So
how y'all work that out? Whoever steals, he owns that shit, or when he steals, he still got to share with the team. How that works?
Well, it depended. Like so, it depends. So let's just say if like 10 of us going up in the store and we run out with Sherlin coats and we tell one guy, we like, yo, hold the door, son. One person gonna hold that door, and then everybody gonna bless him.
Like, okay, everybody. So if everybody caught 10, everybody gonna give him like a 1 or 2.
Yeah, whatever.
So it equals off to everybody caught this.
Whatever the case is, yeah.
Okay, that's respectful.
Your whole mission was to snatch up as much as possible. You know, you ain't snatching up one because if you snatch one and I got 20, son, we still going through the bookings together.
No matter what, yeah. If you got 1, I got 2. You still going through. You got
it's the same charge, yeah. So it was like a strategy, you know.
I want to talk about Thirstin Howl for a quick second too. You know what I mean? Because like I said, your name Rack Low is big in the low life community, and Thirstin definitely one of the big guys in the game. And tell me something about Thirstin that the people don't know, and you know what I mean, how Thirstin is the godfather of this whole low life movement.
The Godfather.
I mean, not the godfather.
Not the Godfather.
I mean,
Be the general.
the general. Okay, I said the
Yeah.
wrong word.
Yeah.
General. My bad. The general.
So like Thirstin's like the general, and I'm like the Polo Godfather. You
That-
know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry.
But Thirstin, like even before Low Life came into play, Thirstin lived hip hop culture. Thirstin represented every element of hip hop. Mm-hmm. You know, from the day, I mean, you could see it all through his photos, from the fashion to the breakdancing to the MCing,
To the
you know,
graffiti.
to the graffiti,
Yes.
to being around some of the illest DJs. Even at some point, he even tried DJing. So he represented the elements of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Even like as far as being in a struggle, you know, like being in a household, you know, with his parents, you know, like and going through a struggle and him able to overcome those struggles. You know what I mean? He definitely represented those elements. And then when it came to the low life culture and what we started in '88, he was definitely one of the people that was on the forefront. You know, he definitely held a lot of weight.
I mean, you heard his name the most out of anything. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, he was the man that was pushing that flag.
Yeah, definitely. And
I
like,
mean, a lot of people were talking about him in the beginning stages of this.
yeah,
Well,
like even,
I mean
Yeah,
to
yeah.
cut your wisdom, but then again, I say people, places, and things. He put himself in certain situations. Interned at MTV.
Right.
Worked on Lyricist Lounge show
Uh-huh.
just to help out, just to be amongst hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of
go back to
places
what he just
you
said,
try to
like,
put. He try to
Yeah.
put himself in the rooms
Mm-hmm.
in certain things and talk the right thing about the low life movement, about himself, and the rags to riches story. I come back to say that again, and that's what we all have within each other within this low life movement, like that story. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And people just wanna investigate that story. You know what I'm saying? And then him just being Latino also and coming from Brownsville, it's just a more story on top of the story. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely didn't touch on that part too.
Nah,
No,
but
no,
I'm
no. We
right.
touched the
Like,
part that he came from St. John's to the Brownsville part. You know what I mean? We didn't really like touch on that.
Who you mean Thursday?
No.
No, not Thurston. I'm talking about the connection.
Okay.
Because Thurston was in Brownsville.
Right, correct.
He was in the
MTV.
Johns.
Yes.
Now he came to Brownsville, which I'm talking about rap.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, and he brought his. Matter of fact, let me ask you that one question. Did y'all know of each other before that? Before you get there? Before you get to
Yeah,
Brownsville? Y'all know of each other, right?
definitely knew of each other, but nobody never really like took money together.
All right.
Like they both cruises wearing polo and all that.
Yeah, but y'all ain't go together.
We never went on like boosting sprees together.
Until you came.
That's the connection I made. We started taking money together.
All right, so now that's what I want to
As
ask
a
you. When
collective.
you came to the Ville, right? Mm-hmm. Leaving your boys on one side, we came to the Ville.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that these guys got something going on similar to what you got going on, right? Who was the first and who was the first person to connect, to have that conversation and to build, to make that happen? Who was
All
the
right.
first guy?
It was my man Ski Black, rest in peace. Like Ski Black
You
was
can
like,
remember how that went down?
yeah, Ski Black was like one of the main boosters in Marcus Garvey. You know what I mean? Like Ski Black, recipes of my man Pumpkin, Rakeem, you know, Beck Live, you know. But Ski Black was like sort of like that catalyst who sort of like accepted the vision. And he stayed active, you know. Like Ski Black, he's even going me out to my man Frizz Lowe from St. John's, you know. So he was like always a part of the network, and like you said earlier, like they knew of each other. You know what I'm saying? But when we sort of like came together to form Voltron and really start taking money and going on rushes every day, like that's where Rat Claw came into play, you know? Definitely. But in uniting both of the crews, it was like a lot of resistance in the beginning, you know?
I want to ask you.
Yeah, it was
was
definitely-
it hatred a lot of resistance, a lot of like, yo, I ain't fuck with them Brownsville niggas.
Yeah,
Vice
yeah.
versa, I ain't fuck with them John. They ain't fuck you doing. Fuck, I don't know them niggas. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of that going on.
Definitely, man. It was even times on the trains where they would see each other and they wanted to rob each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can remember times we was on the train and, like I said, I was from St. John's and Marcus Garvey. So I was sort of like the middleman. And it was times where, you know, St. John's heads wanted to rob Garvey heads and vice versa. And I had to step in and be like, yo, nah, chill, son. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Let them live, or nah, you know, that's my people. That's my people.
They respected you that enough to say they ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, like, they pretty much listened. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, son, those my peoples. The same way I did for them, you know?
Right.
Vice versa,
So when you, like you said, you moved to Ville. So when you go back to your hood, you get chastised for that too?
Nah.
Like, why the fuck you protecting them niggas? Son, you ain't from there, huh? You from our side. Why you holding them niggas down like that? I'm just saying what we should say.
Yeah, but it was more or less like not wanting to take money with them, like not wanting them to like know about our hustle or our grind, what we was really into.
Right.
You know?
But y'all basically on the same thing.
Right, but they didn't know that.
Right.
You know, because they was like in two different areas of Brooklyn.
Right. John and Browns are two different.
Right.
Worlds.
But when I brought them together, they sort of saw like all the similarities and how we can like be the ultimate force if we came together, you know, as a collective. And yeah. And so and that's how we started like really going to all the ill hip hop clubs throughout New York City. Like Red Zone, The Muse, Home Base, Latin Quarters, California Club, Midtown 43, Roseland. I mean, countless clubs. That's where lowlifes really, really reigned supreme at, you know? And really got our reputations up as far as hip-hop nightlife, you know? Like, if you see a lot of our photos, they're really from, like, 87, 88.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can see, like, the individuals in those photos who pretty much set the pace, you know? Yeah, definitely.
I see a lot of the original effects. I see your face, like I said, I see effects. Definitely see my man Ski Black.
Frankie
Bull.
Bull.
All over the place, you know what I mean?
Frankie Bull, Rudy Lowe.
Rudy.
Yeah,
Shout
so
out to Rudy Lowe, man.
like
Always.
you see in those pictures from the 80s, you definitely see both sides being, you know, being represented together. Yeah, so that's where the strength and the force came from.
So like that's deep. That's deep. I mean, with that being said, now also y'all have a lot of you see you got some garments that you want to show us, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
We're gonna show y'all in a minute. We're gonna show y'all this whole line of Polo accessories and hats. I'm gonna need a hat, right? I
Got you. You know I got you.
I need a hat, man. You see what I wear one of the beats too. There's all and when you designing these hats here, the low life hats, you know what I mean, and bringing back that essence, like I love these types of hats. The long beaks, like that was my thing. So when I see this hat I got right now, I got this at the Polo outlet upstate.
Okay.
I was walking out the store, see this shit in the corner. I was like,
No doubt.
it was like $40-something on sale. I was like, I'll give you that. And that been my hat. So what made you decide that you want to bring that flavor back?
Well, just like that's the 5-panel hat, you know? That particular style of hat is something that it resonates with the culture, you know? A lot of people in the culture wear 5-panel hats as opposed to like fitteds and snapbacks, you know?
Right.
Like the 5-panel hat is something that that's worn heavily in our culture, but even outside of the culture, people just relate to the 5-panel type
Long
of style.
bills.
Yeah, the long bills and all that. So I pretty much wanted to just take the Low Life brand and the Rack Low brand and like try to just add to that whole energy, you know? It did pretty well too. Like
you did a great job. I like it.
Like the first collections I put out, you know, it sold out. You know, like people really, you know, gravitated
when I
towards
first seen them, I actually thought they was low hats,
Right.
like a Ralph Lauren hat. Like I'm like, low hats. What the fuck?
Nah, it's Ralph Lauren inspired
Right.
because of us being so synonymous with it. Is we gonna try to emulate what we know? That's second nature to us.
Do the people accept the low life brand like it's a low brand?
Yes, and locally, not as much. Internationally, very much so.
Definitely.
Because they know it's a legacy they dealing with. And they know the history and the thing, and they know they supporting something that they want to touch the culture. If we can't be over there...
So with the low bread overseas, right? Japan, Switzerland, London, Paris, right? The effect that you said that it has there, does it feel like the effect that used to be back in New York in the 80s? Like that feeling when you see people wearing that shit in Japan, like, you know what I mean, in other places?
Oh, yeah. You know why?
You understand what I'm saying?
Because of, and the way they rock it, too. You know?
Right.
Like, our style of rocking is true to fit now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because of our age and who we are. But,
baggy clothes, right?
yeah, but when we was of that other age and the essence and what they're trying to emulate now overseas, and they're getting it true us, you know what I mean? And Google and stuff like that about who we are. Yeah, they wearing it baggy and stuff how we want to see it worn. Like, yeah.
Like how we used to
Yeah,
how we wear it.
exactly.
So when you, a person like you, Prance, I know you, I mean, Rack, you did it also, but Prance, you took this global as far as music, and like, y'all said Thirstin stepped into it, but you took that baton and you made it go worldwide with it.
Yeah, well...
'Cause I see kids in Japan throwing
Well,
L's and dancing.
Well, this is the thing. Thankful...
Yeah.
Dancing and throwing up the L's?
Right.
That's crazy.
The music thing is one thing. That's with the Polo collection. They know I'm with the 92 Stadium thing. Right. Now, when it come to the dancing now we got to go to Wreck and Shop with Diane Martell. Now, that's a dance documentary that I did back in the days that was on Channel 13. And that was like in the 90s with some of the greatest dancers in New York at the time that was in the New York club scene that she just was capturing where they from, and we brought them like in the hood. Like I brought her to Church Ave, I brought her to my mother's house, and we just got busy and wore polo and that. Now that went overseas to Japan, and then they just started going to tanning salons and getting suntans and getting extensions in their hair and kinkying up their hair and putting beeswax in it to try to fly to New York to dance and emulate what they seeing on the documentary. Until they said, nah, we gonna invite y'all over there and start teaching dance classes over there. So this was since the 90s I've been doing that with a lot of other great dancers. My bro Rubber Band, my bro MACYS, Buddha Stretch, Khalif, Peter Paul, you know, it's a lot of ones fallen soldiers that died in that.
Keto.
Rest in peace to the Flatbush area, the icon China Boy Keto. You know what I mean? Rest in peace Marjorie, rest in peace Voodoo Ray. That's people in the dance culture that's icons and love what we do within the low culture and know us, like he said, of all those infamous clubs of that time. We was all together and all networking and all doing thing. Even dancers like Big Les from BT and stuff like that know us and know what we do in this uniform and about this uniform. And when they see somebody that ain't a low life, they point them out. What you know about that low life stuff? That's how they talk to them.
I do it too.
That's how Fredro Starr from Onyx and them type of men and them know about us and this culture that's true and global. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's why, like, I could go overseas and these kids that was 13, 14, that's big men and women now, they own dance schools, and their students now, they want to know who their sensei is, and it be this black man with melanin, and they trying to figure it out. But then when we show them the dance documentary, and then they see that, yo, that was you with dreads back in the days. How old are you now? You still dancing? And so I acknowledge them more than teaching them a new dance step.
Right, yeah,
you know what I mean?
You make them like a family.
Exactly. So I show them love and loyalty and what this low life movement is, and I'm love when I go to the classes and I see them with teddy bear t-shirts and stuff, and please Prance or sign it and stuff like that. So
Oh, that's big. That's big.
Yeah.
That's big, man.
It's cultural, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, but like I said, man, y'all brothers came from a time where we were it's fashion. And I remember one day I called P to tell P, man. P had posted a video where kids was dancing and throwing up their L's. I mean, he posted a lot of stuff. This day I was like, nah, bro. I salute you. I salute you, man. You got brothers out here throwing up L's and doing your dance moves. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for you, Rack. You got niggas. You got people across the world that want to dress and emulate the way you and your boys were doing from back in the days. So I salute that, because people idolize. I mean, people look up to y'all. You know what I mean? And they see, like I told Pete, people love you because you moving your feet. You just moving your feet. You ain't bust a gun. You ain't. You know what I mean? You just. And you moving them legs, and the people adore you.
Hip hop.
Same thing for
Yeah,
you.
hip hop.
You putting on this fashion, like you see, you gotta coordinate it. This low life nigga about to pour on this blue with this hat and this sneakers. I'm learning from dressing from y'all guys. I'm not to put my shit together from y'all guys.
Yeah, the layout of an outfit is like a dance routine.
Man, P used to do that shit every day. You need to start doing that again.
You know,
he's supposed to post every day. Layout. That shit look like a straight mannequin in MACYS or something. But that's y'all flavor.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why I salute y'all, because it came from a long time, came from a long way for Ralph and Lorraine to supporting y'all, for y'all having your own clothing line, your own brand, your own following, your own movement. Like y'all have people, like you said, people from all over the world that want to come to 42nd Street where it's cold. Cold winter day and stand on 42nd Street. Yeah. Cause polo gooses don't keep you warm.
Right. and then even on the Deuce we have like dress competitions. Like whoever come out with the best polo goose or the best Ralph Lauren goose, they leave with a trophy. So we got two categories. So at that particular event, it's the best goose battle. And then we have like the head to toe battle, but everything got to be Ralph. Everything got to be Ralph. But like as far as like the different countries and all that, like Japan is one, but we also got chapters in Mexico. Yes. London, Paris, France. Yes, you know what I'm saying? So, Switzerland. You know what I mean? Australia. Colombia. Yes. So Denmark, Germany. So like. We're constantly building, and outside of the hip hop and the brotherhood and the sisterhood, we're really trying to bring business ethics to those areas as well. True, so the same way we was able to like structure and get the sneaker deal with Willie Esco, we're trying to bring those same opportunities to these different territories around the world as well. So to help them stand on their business and to get their things up and going. And wherever they live at in their different countries and all that, whether it's the clothes and the footwear, the RL jewelry accessories, we're really trying to, take those things over there and help them brand their brands as well, so they can like elevate as well, man.
So let me ask you this last question right here. When you say you got fractions out in Paris, Mexico, all around the world, like okay, if it's my crew or this is what I started off doing, do they have to call you or like to check in with you and be like, or check in with the low life founders and be like, yo, we have a fraction out here in at LA, you know what I mean? Is it okay we do this, or what do we have to do? What's the standards? You know what I mean? Like how you said the trophy, the 42nd goose, low in the goose. You know what I mean? It's the category. So do you tell these people, yo, if you represent low, if you're a low life, you have to go by these criteria. Do y'all tell them these things too?
Yeah. That
And what are those things you have to tell them?
I mean, it's all about, you know, the values, you know, the values that low lives represent, you know, the love and loyalty. Like, you just can't pop up and be like, yo, I got a crew of friends out in let's just say in Arizona, and we rock low. We want to represent how the low lives represent. They definitely check in, and not saying that they have to check in, you know, or but they check in respectfully, and they ask to be a part of the movement, you know. And as long as we see that they're aligned with what we represent, our outlook on life, and the different things that we represent in 2024.
True.
Not about 1988, because that was like the negative element to it. Right now, it's more about building brothers up, building sisters up, building up the community.
Kids to go to the mall and steal
Right.
clothes.
Nah, you know, we're trying to have like a positive impact and a positive effect on people, you know. And it don't matter what ethnicity you're from, you know. We're colorblind. That's one thing about the low life movement. It's colorblind.
Sure indeed.
You know, like, we open to everybody. You know, if you want to represent, and as long as, you know, your movement is aligned with our outlook, definitely you can represent those L's, you know. But it's definitely an application process.
True indeed.
It's definitely things that it's definitely
and a probationary period, and
the steps they gotta go through for sure.
And you know, you need to step to us as not the 1988 dudes.
Right.
We are husbands, fathers, grandfathers.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's different now.
Big men with with careers and more on our plate. So we don't need negativity anymore if we trying to go in a positive direction.
Right.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So most of the people, whether it's international or whatever, and reach out to us respectfully on a DM, they're gonna find out from Rack what's the event, the best event to come to, whether it's the summer or the winter, and then they're gonna
even spring too.
They're gonna get their money together and come out or drive out and see what it is. Meet with the people and see if it's something they want to be involved in. Because it might look sweet on TV.
Right.
And then you be like, nah, son, I ain't. Every year they come out here? Nah, son. Right. Yo, I remember nights, son, they used to have McDonald's across the street. People, wives, and them like, oh, baby, I'm over there. I don't know what you doing.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, and people out there peeling down to their t-shirts just to get this trophy that this man is gonna get. And people, like I said, pay their due diligence, come on motorcycles in the rain from Japan. My man, Urban Rider came on a motorcycle with an exquisite head to toe
Monaco
fit with the helmet and everything and crazy, like black and white.
Black and white with silver. But like the low goose is made for the winter.
Right.
It's made for the ski slopes. You know, it's made for the outdoors. So we're trying to like build events based around
what the
season and what it represents. You know, so if you come out there with a low goose on. If it's cold, bro, you got a low goose on. But that's where layers come into play. You got to layer up to complement the low goose and vice versa.
True.
You know, as long as you coordinate and put together right as far as your layers, you're gonna be good.
Yeah. Because you will get checked and disqualified and come all this way for nothing. But it's
disqualified.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this other question here too. With all of these clothes that y'all have, that I guarantee y'all saved a lot of clothes from '88, right?
Correct.
Let me ask you this question.
Still got mean collection.
Do you have a mean collection from '88?
I got a mean.
Yeah. 89.
Yeah, like
You too, Kurt?
like as far as like my size, like my weight, my size, and my height. I'm not too much different from when I was like 87, 88, as far as my weight and my size.
Correct.
So like I still got pretty much everything. I mean, all the brands. Like my collection, it has all the brands that Lowlights really represented and more that we collected, you know, as we expanded and went on. But we use
ditto.
But we use all of that right now for for modeling. We do fashion
That's
shows.
what I'm leading to. I'm leading up to that question.
We got showrooms and all that.
I'm
So
leading to that question. Y'all got mad clothes, and I know if P could say it or not.
Yeah.
Of course. He got his stuff in
Raising Canaan.
yes, definitely.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
With 50 Cent.
Tell the person. I mean, shout out to the person that's wearing your clothes. Let them
That would be Hillary. Her name is Jukebox.
Jukebox.
That's her name on as the actress on Raising Canaan.
People know she's wearing your shit.
But yeah, she's
styled
wearing
up.
my collection since the first season. I've been on contract with Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent, you know, with Kanan Production, with Stars, dealing with, you know, dressing her. You know what I mean? So God bless that. I got all my receipts. I got all my stuff.
You got anybody wearing your clothes out there?
Well, not on that level as far as like celebrities wearing, but I about a year or two ago I did this huge fashion show, downtown Brooklyn, and the Ralph Lauren Corporation came out, the photographers, the film people, and we put on like this real huge Ralph Lauren fashion show, where we had models on the runway. We pretty much wore all the different labels that Ralph Lauren ever put out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You put that together or you evolved?
Yeah. No, I curated the whole show. You know,
a lot of shit out there, boy.
and then
That was the Craft Palooza joint.
yeah, Craft Palooza.
Yeah.
And
At
then
the
when
Tillery Hotel.
yeah, exactly.
No
And
doubt.
then when I went out to France, like I told you, the corporation Ralph Lauren Corp, they follow us. So I had the Ralph Lauren photographers out in Paris with us as well during Paris Fashion Week. So like doing filming, photography, and really just capturing the whole vibe of what we was doing out there.
That's
So
deep right there.
yeah, and through Low Goose on the Deuce, you know, and this is like first time in history, whereas we were able to like invade the Ralph Lauren app, you know, like with like the attendees that came to Low Goose on the Deuce, they had the opportunity to actually appear on the app, you know, and it was only because of them being a part of the Low Life movement and what, you know, all these different events we created. So yeah, man.
Dog, man. I gotta salute you more every time because, like I said, I know where it came from, and you believed in it.
Yeah.
Like, probably some other brothers, like I said earlier, that said, "I'm getting too old for this shit."
The vision, man.
And you kept that vision going. Where brothers like whoever even did think that way, they're like, "Oh, nah, I'm gonna have to go back, jump back in it."
That's it.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You see what rap doing? Rap keeping us alive. Same thing like we are Flatbush. You know what I mean? We try to keep that time alive still. You know what I mean? Where we came from and how we were raised and how we were running around.
Yeah, the era that counted.
Yeah.
Definitely counted. You know what I'm saying?
Like I would say like one of the I think like Low Life is like one of the main fashion sets like from the 80s that started off like from a street element and kept it going through all the decades through the new millennium and really took it from the streets to the suites. Like that's serious business right there. And like
we had to get the streets to the streets.
yeah, like we never stopped having a love for the attire, and we always knew that we made it our business to stand on business and create something that wasn't necessarily made for us and like our demographics, but we sort of like took what they ain't want us to have,
Yeah,
but we made it transform into something that was positive and that was able to reach people on an international level.
Like, you're right, because look
You know
what you
what I'm
said earlier, like even all the different types of low brand they had, the outdoor, this and that, all of that style that they had, and y'all made it into something. Like you said, that was supposed to be the kid, the rugby supposed to be like the school look, and y'all took the we call them had the little. Remember, had the little cowboy, had you said I had back in the day the little plaid shit with the little thing on the back.
driver's
Yeah.
cap.
I know about them. Oh, man, I know about them. Talking about going to Reading to get the Thornton Bays.
There you
and,
go.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Correct.
y'all made certain things, like you said, that preppy boy look. Y'all made that look street and cool. Cause that nigga like from the streets want to look preppy because that shit, you looked at clean and nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You looked at clean and nice.
So like for us, the ski slopes was on the corner of St. John's or in a Garvey, you know, like all those different sporting activities. We brought it right back to the hood. You know, like who would stand on the corner of St. John's and Utica or St. John's and Buffalo in yacht attire? There's no yachts or boats around, but we was able to bring all this gear back to the
water.
right. Like we was able to bring all these things back to the hood and make them fashionable, make them like highly sought after. You know, because of the way we put it together and the look we created. With all the colorways and all that, you know? It really got people excited, man.
I did y'all thing, man.
Yeah.
Is there any last thing before we get the chance to look at all the garments? Is there any last words y'all want to say to the people?
I mean, they could look out. He's going to Paris.
Yeah, Paris in June.
And by the time this will be out, you'll be in Paris. So let's say you're in Paris.
I'll be in China in March, doing some dance classes and stuff like that. Look out for the Mop Tops. They working on an album. So, what else? Oh, Love and Loyalty Weekend is June 27th to 28th to the 29th. We got boat rides. We got a performance with 10 different low lives and stuff performing at Amazora.
Dope.
Then we got a photo shoot, 1992 stadium, saluting the Jiggy from back in the days and the Toss It Up shit. And then that's about it for me.
Yeah, for me, log on to the website, rljewelry.net, to get all the low life accessories, all the Polo accessories, medallions, keychains, lapel pins, mouse pads, water bottles. Pretty much all that stuff is available on rljewelry.net. I got the new book dropping, the autobiography of Rack Low. It's coming April 23rd. Be on the lookout for that. To me, like it's one of the classic books that the lowlifes ever put out. You know what I'm saying? If we had time, we could scan through it. You know what I mean?
When we get over there, we're gonna scan
It's definitely ill. And based around the book, I got a lot of appearances throughout America. So it's gonna be like a book tour. But on April 23rd, it's gonna be a huge book signing with my man Dallas Penn. We're gonna be on a panel together, and we're gonna definitely just share history, more insight, the past, the present, and the future of what we representing. You know, like Prance said, I took Low Goose, the Low Goose concept. I took that to Paris, and had Low Goose on the Eiffel Tower. So in June, this is gonna be my first low life barbecue out in Paris. You know, I got people coming from the Netherlands, Germany, London, and of course Paris. And we're gonna do our first low life barbecue out in Paris, man. So like we just trying to go to different countries with what we started here in the States.
Touch the people.
Yeah, touch the people, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
and yo, look for music. We got the collaboration with Willie Esco, Jaclaw. Got the new sneakers. You know what I mean? We got the St. John's Place hoodies, the Marcus Garvey Village hoodies and T-shirts.
Facts.
We got headwear. You know, like just staying busy, man. That's really trying to give the people more and more as we go into the future, man.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's just great, man. Thank you for coming on. We are Flatbush, and we about to look at some of the fly, low-life garments that Rack Low about to show us.
Yo, keep doing your thing, man. We are Flatbush.
Yes.
Please.
We are Flatbush Classic. It's definitely needed, you know?
I appreciate it
needed,
for having y'all brothers on the platform today. Shout out to my good friend Prance Low, and shout out to Rack Low, you know what I mean? Low lives, 2 double L's. We are Flatbush.
Salute.
Salute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flatbush. West Ferry to Lincoln, Clarkson Ave to Lennox, 2 First to Church, Nostrand Ave to Riddock, New Kirk to 2/3, the junction where the 2 stop, Viet side the 90s, Flatbush Ave and Bear High.
We are Flatbush.
Yeah. Flatbush. Westbury to Lincoln, Clarkson Ave to Lennox, 21st to Church, Notion Ave to Riddock, Newkirk to 2/3, the junction where the two stop, Vidside the 90s, Flatbush Ave and Bear High.
We are